Hi guys, so I have the app Our Daily Bread on my phone. So you go to your app store and you just write Our Daily Bread and you should be able to download the app Our Daily Bread, or you go to their website and get something similar. Because in some countries you can download the app. Okay, so I chose September 10 in the Our Daily Bread because I like it. And for September 10 the theme is I will fear no evil. So we're supposed to read Psalm 23 and also to be able to finish reading Bible in a year. We will read Proverbs chapter 8 to 9 and then verse 2, and also Corinthians chapter 3. And after reading that, I will read what's a person wrote here as a reflection of what the Bible said, so that we can understand the Bible better. And also there's an insight we can click on here on this side. So I will read the Psalm chapter 23. I need my glasses, guys. And this was written by David, King David, David and Goliath, guys. So, a Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me at the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And now we will read Proverbs chapter 8 to 9 and then verse 2. Wisdom's call. Wisdom's call. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? At the highest point along the way, where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gate leading into the city, at the entrance she cries aloud. To you, O people, I call out. I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on it. Listen, for I have trustworthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is true, for my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just, none of them is crooked or perverse. To the discerning all of them are right, they are upright to those who have found knowledge. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech. Counsel and sound judgment are mine. I have insight. I have power. By me kings reign, and rulers issue decrees that are just. By me princes govern, and nobles all who rule on earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me find me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. My fruit is better than fine gold. What I yield surpasses choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the paths of justice, bestowing a rich inheritance on those who love me, and making their treasuries full. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world came to me. When there were no watery depths, I was given birth. When there were no springs overflowing with water, before the mountains were settled in place, before the hills I was given birth, before he made the world or its fields, or any of the dust of the earth. I was there when he set the heavens in place, when he marked out the horizon on the face of the deep, when he established the clouds above and fixed securely the fountains of the deep, when he gave the sea its boundary so the waters would not overstep his command, and when he marked out the foundation of the earth. Then I was constantly at his side. I was filled with delight day after day, rejoicing always in his presence, rejoicing in his whole world, and delighting in mankind. Now then, my children, listen to me. Blessed are those who keep my ways. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not disregard it. Blessed are those who listen to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For those who find me find life and receive favor from the Lord. But those who fail to find me harm themselves. All who hate me love death. Invitations of wisdom and folly. Wisdom has built her house. She has set up its 7 pillars. She has prepared her meat and mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her servants, and she calls from the highest point of the city. Let all who are simple come to my house. To those who have no sense, she says, come eat my food and drink the wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways, and you will live. Walk in the way of insight. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. Whoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse. Do not rebuke mockers, as they will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and they will love you. Instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For through wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. Folly is an unruly woman. She is simple and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house on a seat at the highest point of the city, calling out to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Let all who are simple come to my house. To those who have no sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, food eaten in secret is delicious. But little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of the dead. So we read second chapter of Corinthians, verse 3. It was written by Paul, St. Paul, and he's writing it to the Corinthians in Italy. Are we beginning to commend ourselves again, or do we need, like some people, letters of recommendation to you or from you? You yourselves are our letter, written on our hearts, known and read by everyone. You show that you are a letter from Christ, the result of our ministry, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. Such confidence we have through Christ before God, not that we are competent in ourselves to claim anything for ourselves, but our competence comes from God. He has made us competent as ministers of a new covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit, for the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. The greater glory of the new covenant. Now if the ministry that brought death, which was engraved in letters on stone, came with glory, so that the Israelites could not look steadily at the face of Moses, because of its glory, transitory though it was, will not the ministry of the Spirit be even more glorious? If the ministry had brought condemnation was glorious, how much more glorious is the ministry that brings righteousness? For what was glorious has no glory now in comparison with the surpassing glory. And if what was transitory came with glory, how much greater is the glory of that which lasts? Therefore, since we have such a hope, we are very bold. We are not like Moses, who would put a veil over his face to prevent the Israelites from seeing the end of what was passing away. But their minds were made dull, for to this day the same veil remains when the old covenant is read. It has not been removed, because only in Christ is it taken away. Even to this day, when Moses is read, a veil covers their hearts. But whenever anyone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. Now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we all who with unveiled faces contemplate the Lord's glory are being transformed into His image with ever-increasing glory, which comes from the Lord, who is the Spirit. So I will now read what someone wrote. This someone is Lisa M. Samra. In 1957, Melba Pattillo Beals was selected to be one of the Little Rock Nine, a group of 9 African American students who first integrated the previously all-white Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. In her 2018 memoir, I Will Not Fear, My Story of a Lifetime of Building Faith Under Fire, Beals gives a heartbreaking account of the injustices and harassment she struggled to face courageously every day as a 15-year-old student. But she also wrote about her deep faith in God in her darkest moments when fear almost overwhelmed her. Beals repeated the familiar Bible verses she had learned at an early age from her grandmother. As she recited them, she was reminded of God's presence with her, and Scripture gave her courage to endure. Beals frequently recited Psalm 23, finding comfort in confessing, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." Her grandmother's encouragement would ring through her ears as well, reassuring her that God is as close as your skin, and you have only to call on Him for help. Although our particular situations may vary, we will all likely endure difficult struggles and overwhelming circumstances that could easily cause us to give in to fear. In those moments, may your heart find encouragement in the truth that God's powerful presence is always with us. So, guys, we have to read the inside too. I will click on the inside. So, can you see that, guys? So the inside, Psalm 23, penned by David, is an expression of trust in God. The imagery builds the metaphor of God as a shepherd leading his people, a metaphor commonly used for kings. The shepherd leads the psalmist by quiet waters and along the right paths, indicating the peace that sustains our journey even through the darkest valley. The rod and staff were typically used by shepherds to guide and protect the sheep. David knew from tending his father's flocks that these had to be actively used to keep the sheep safe. The mention of God's goodness and love following him was also an active act. The Hebrew word radaf can be translated pursue. These final words affirm that God would be with David both during his life on earth and in heaven, where he would dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Did you like it, guys? I started reading October 4. I didn't really like it. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that. It's not that it's not that it was bad, but I haven't read that yet, I think, before, or if I read it, I didn't understand it. So I'm just thinking when I do these readings that I read something that I like, that I already read, and that I understand. Otherwise, it will come out when I read that I don't understand. This is the difference between Catholics and Protestants. Both can have a close relationship with God, so there's no difference there. It just looks different. Catholics are more formal, I think, and they are more into the rituals, but the relationship with God, there's really no difference if they believe in God. But when Catholics read the Bible, we treat it, I'm a Catholic, guys, we treat it as the actual book. I mean, not the actual paper, it's a symbol, it's sacred. So we don't write on the Bible usually. Some, I think, Catholics would write, who are studying the Bible, but I haven't seen one do it. While with Protestants, they study the Bible as if it's a normal book. they don't treat it as if it's an altar or something. They treat it something, they want to read the Bible to learn, really learn. And yeah, so before, like when we would be reading the Bible, I would be like afraid to turn the pages, but Michael would put dog ears and he would write. I would never do that. It's like, wow, sacrilegious. Anyways, some of you have been asking of reading the Bible, and here it is. It's easier for me to use my phone, the app in the phone. You can also go to BibleGateway.com if you want to read the Bible there. But I find that Our Daily Bread much easier. I have read the Bible before. I'm not sure the whole Bible, but I think most of the Bible. But except for when I was studying in the Philippines, I wasn't reading the Bible like actively, and it can be hard when you don't have a Bible with footnotes. And even if it has footnotes, it's still hard to not read it with someone who knows better than you. So I'm so grateful for Michael, because he knows the Bible really well, and he was also a mini pastor for kids in the church. So now it really helps me, because I only ask him and then he would tell me the answer, or we would check in the footnotes, or we would research. But for the most part, he knows what I'm asking. Now, if you don't have a person like that, you could go on a Bible study with some people in the church. We do when we go to church. Sometimes we don't, because Michael usually gets sick when we go to church, because people are coughing there. But when Maria comes here, we will go to church more often, because I want Maria to be able to be with others, believing in God. So the good thing about this app, guys, is that you get the insight. So the insight is almost a footnote. It explains things, and then someone writes something, connecting the dots, explaining things. So for people who haven't been studying the Bible actively and researching, I think this is a good start. Like Maria has this, not app, but she follows Our Daily Bread every day too. So if you read this every day, you follow the dates, you will be able to read the Bible within a year. So if you are too, and you read like this, then you would be able to read the Bible in 6 months. If you do 4 days every day, because you will be given dates there, and you can do, then it would only take you 3 months. So, and it doesn't take so long. Like when Michael and I read, depending on how many chapters and verses, and if we read for 4 days in a row, then it doesn't take more than 30 minutes or 1 hour. And I think it's good. It's a good time, especially if you have lots of time, who doesn't have 1 hour in a day. If you really want to know the words of God, it's almost like meditation, but better. Because in meditation you think of nothing, but when you read the Bible, it's everything. It's about God, It's about love, it's about life, it's about everything important, guys. I believe you're here to know God, to love God, and to love and know and serve God and also other people. So I hope you like this video, guys. It was Jamie Murray and another viewer who wanted this video. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a like and a thumbs up. And please subscribe to this channel, ScorpioAnnYT, and click on your notifications so you will know, notification bell, so you will know when I upload a video. And please go to my husband's ASMR channel also, Michael Soothing ASMR, and my daughter's 2 channels, Aryaville and Art and Beauty Freak. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you.